All right, this is Marco Palmero, founder of Ulysses in Dubai. And in this video, I want to talk about how to get off-market deal flow in the UAE. And I want to do that by sharing our personal story, what we found to be working at Ulysses when we started identifying our own transactions in the healthcare field, and also some of the strategies that other companies might want to use to find their off-market deal flow here in the UAE. Now, I'm sharing my personal experience and also some of the strategies that we use in our off-book deal flow service. So substantially the service that we provide to other companies that wish to identify deal flow, but they want us to do it rather than doing it themselves. So what we have seen to be working very, very well in the UAE is the power of human interaction, connectivity, network. So in-person interaction, discussions, and visits to businesses. And that has been a steep curve in terms of learning experience, because I had to go through steps to identify which were the solutions more suitable for our goals and our objectives. And initially I started with a more impersonal approach, many different ways you can go about it. I mean, I started calling businesses, using our accounting and legal teams, investment banking, brokers, so on and so forth. But what I found is that in the end, the one-on-one relationship that you can build with an owner is actually more conducive of business when it comes to acquisitions, because you control the process a lot better and you're actually able to build long-lasting relationship that way. Now, some of the reasons why I believe this is probably the best way to go about finding off-market deal flow here is because trust is really a key pillar of business relationships in the UAE. And so building that relationship with in-person discussion goes a long way, especially in a place where people come and go and maybe they stay in the UAE for a couple of years and then they go away. It makes a lot of sense for companies that wish to acquire assets to build these interactions, build these relationships, and then identify which opportunity must be the more suitable for them. Now, I know what you're thinking. That is certainly not the most effective and efficient way to source deal flow. There are many other strategies that are available to businesses, private equity groups, and so on and so forth. What I found from my personal experience is that those solutions work a lot less unless we're talking about big company acquisitions, so hundreds of millions in terms of purchase price. That, of course, it's a little bit of a different ball game, but below the surface level in the SME space across all sectors, the human interaction goes a long way, and time really is a determinator. Being there for a long period of time, building that relationship over time really enables you to access these deals that might not be accessible to other people. And one of the reasons behind that is that Dubai, UAE, are very transactional as a country. People come here because they either have money or they want to get money. As a consequence, the business landscape is, again, very transactional, and there's less proclivity towards the relationships, at least coming from some people. The point is, the few that are able to build relationships are actually the ones that get the best possible deals. And so you might see there are a lot of transactions listed on public marketplaces or broker sites, but those are not actually the good opportunities, the ones that you would like to acquire. There might be some coming in every once in a while, but the point is, it's going to be very competitive. A lot of people are going to bid on it, and so it's going to be harder for a business that wants to acquire an asset to actually have a meaningful interaction with that party. Additionally, you're going to act with other intermediaries, so it's going to be tougher for you to get a deal done in that situation. So I've been through all these situations because, of course, I tried all these solutions before. I've been with brokers, advisors, investment bankers, our own accounting and legal firms, you name it. I tried it all, our own manual output. And ultimately what I've seen is that building relationships with owners that might not necessarily lead to a sale the first or the second meeting is actually the way to get good off-market deal flow. And of course, it is not the only strategy. It is just one of the solutions that it is available to companies. But the reason why I want to stress the concept of relationship in this video is because many times businesses that want to acquire don't have that level of patience. They're not willing to wait for that longer period of time to find suitable and highly lucrative opportunities. And that is reasonable. I understand that, because they might have a window of time where they need to allocate capital or where they need to finalize an investment. And that's when, services like ours, like the off-book deal flow service that we provide, become very handy for these businesses, because we basically take care of the sourcing, qualifying, and presenting of all these deals for them. And with our industry expertise in network in the market, we're able to fast track their process so that they can immediately get access to quality deal flow. And so the point is, you can either go about it in two separate ways from my perspective. You can build the relationships on your own, find your own off-market deal flow by building these relationships that will take a lot of time and resources away from you. Or you can work with somebody who already has done all these things and that can then facilitate this type of process for you. What I've seen is that many companies do value a lot the idea of having continuity and a constant stream of leads coming through their door while they still focus on the acquisition process. So they're able to work on the deals that they have in the pipeline, but at the same time receive new deal from us. So in case something goes wrong in their pipeline, they can access new leads predictably without interrupting their deal flow pipeline. And so, to put it simply, what we do with companies that we work with to identify off-market deal flow is understanding the requirements first, and then identifying, qualifying, and presenting these opportunities to them. And the beauty of it is that we do that on our own name. So companies can maintain their confidentiality when they are in screening mode, when they're still ascertaining the market and identifying the best possible target. That we have seen has been very valuable to a lot of businesses, because it enables them to not disclose their plans and not have competitors understand what they're looking to do in the future. So they're able to ascertain the market, identify the opportunity, and then the moment they're ready to step into the deal, they can get connected to the transaction and execute on that. But until that very moment, we are the ones doing the sourcing for them, and they can stay in full confidentiality. Now, the off-book deal flow service that we provide is also very valuable from my perspective, because it enables companies to be in control of the sale process. Because we saw broker and investment banking systems for deals not being as effective as we wanted here in the Middle East. And so we decided, why don't we focus on sourcing, filtering, and presenting the opportunities to companies, and then let them take control of the sale process? Because what we have seen is that many times deals fell apart because companies didn't have control over the sales cycle. And so the point is, companies that wish to get deal flow from us can do that and still be in control of the transaction, because we're never going to be in between acting as a broker or an investment banker. What we're going to focus on is sourcing, qualifying, and presenting to you. And that is really one of our key advantages, because it leverages our expertise and experience in the region. It saves time and resources to the company, and then it enables them to immediately access quality deal flow. And again, it is something that a lot of other companies have valued in the past. And getting back to my first point about how to get quality off-market deal flow, relationship is really the key. There are really only two ways you can go about it from my perspective. Either you build it yourself or you work in parallel with a company like us that already has done that. And it is really up to you. There are companies that wish to invest this time and resources. What we've seen is that many times companies don't want to do that. And so that's when we can step in and provide additional value, tremendous value for businesses. So again, if you're interested in finding off-market deal flow in the UAE and Middle East, you can check our links below. We do take on only a few engagements per quarter, simply because we are busy with our own transactions. And the moment we take on a new company, we want to make sure we are delivering at the highest level and we can provide them with quality transactions on a monthly basis. So there might not be available slot as of today, but you can still submit an inquiry and see when we could work together on some deal flow in UAE. With all that being said, this is a snapshot of how you find quality deal flow in the Middle East. Relationship is really key from my perspective. All the other solutions might still be effective, but not as effective as building relationships.